Hi guys, welcome back to Social Playtime, and today we're going to watch Thomas and Friends Beleving US PBS Airing 44. Enjoy!
Thomas and Friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Sorry guys.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them, because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy. The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It has fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams, and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and a coal mine, and docks where visitors to the island arrive. The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas! Hello, Thomas! Hello, everybody! Welcome to the island of Sodor. Today on the island of Sodor, we'll see what happens when Henry loses his freight cars. And we'll share some fun times with Devious Diesel. But first, Percy sees something surprising in the sky. Thomas and the spaceship. It was a foggy night on the island of Sodor. The engine's lamps burned brightly, and the fog swirled and twirled around their wheels as the engines headed home. All except for Percy. A valve had come loose in his cylinder. Percy had broken down. Thomas chuffed in. "Hello, Percy," he tooted. "Hello," he peeped happily. Thomas buffered up to Percy and they headed home towards Tidmouth's sheds. The fog was thick. Thomas wanted to be quick. Suddenly, Percy peeped. "Look, Thomas, there are flashing lights in the sky." Thomas couldn't see any lights. "It must be a spaceship," peeped Percy. "A spaceship," puffed Thomas. "Are you sure?" "Sure as I'm a little green engine," whistled Percy. He was very excited, and that made Thomas excited too. Thomas and Percy arrived at Tidmouth's sheds. "I've seen a spaceship," Percy whistled excitedly. "Huh," snorted Gordon. "What a foolish little engine." Thomas didn't like Gordon calling Percy foolish. Then Sir Topham had arrived. "Thomas, tonight you must take Percy's mail cars." Thomas was happy to do this. Now he could find Percy's spaceship.
I'll show you that Percy isn't a foolish little engine, Thomas tooted to Gordon. And he set off into the fog. Thomas chuffed to the top of Gordon's hill. He was looking for the spaceship. There, in the distance, he saw some flashing lights. Hooray! Whistled Thomas. There's Percy's spaceship! And he wheeshed down the hill. Thomas puffed closer and closer, but it wasn't a spaceship. It was a circle of workmen's lights. The workmen were fixing some broken track. Thomas was very disappointed. I must find Percy's spaceship, he whistled. So he chuffed on through the fog. Then Thomas saw another flashing light. Hooray, he chuffed. There's Percy's spaceship. Thomas puffed closer and closer. But it wasn't Percy's spaceship. It was the lamp in the lighthouse flashing on and off. Bother, puffed Thomas. But he still wanted to find Percy's spaceship, so he puffed on through the fog. Thomas was very tired, and it was very late. He had searched everywhere. How was he going to show Gordon that Percy had seen a spaceship? Then, suddenly, he saw them. These flashing lights were moving in the sky. That must be Percy's spaceship, whistled Thomas. He was very excited. Thomas pumped his pistons and raced after the flashing lights. The spaceship was flying lower and lower in the sky. Suddenly, Thomas didn't feel tired anymore. Thomas's wheels clickety-clacked on the rails of the track to see Jeremy the plane coming into land at the airport. Cinders and ashes, cried Thomas. Jeremy the plane must be Percy's spaceship. Thomas felt very sad. He hadn't found a spaceship. Worst of all, he had let down his friend Percy. Thomas puffed away. He was so tired the mail cars felt very heavy now. Sir Topham Hatt will be cross, sighed Thomas. I've spent all night looking for Percy's spaceship. Thomas knew that now he couldn't deliver the mail cars on time. He needed help. So he chuffed back to Tidmouth as fast as his aching axles would spin. When Thomas arrived at Tidmouth sheds, Percy was still at the repair yard. How many spaceships did you find? Puffed Gordon grandly. It wasn't a spaceship, puffed Thomas sadly. It was Jeremy the plane coming into land. Thomas felt foolish, but he still had to be really useful. Gordon, I need your help, he tooted. You are faster and stronger than any engine. If we share the cars, the mail can still be delivered by breakfast. This made Gordon feel important, and Gordon liked feeling important. So Gordon took half the mail cars, and Thomas took the others, until all the mail was delivered by breakfast. The next night, there was no fog. Look, Thomas tooted. There's Jeremy the plane. He was very excited. All the engines watched Jeremy coming into land at the airport. It was a magical sight. I think Jeremy's better than a spaceship any day, peeped Percy. And Thomas had to agree.
Here are some dots. If we join the dots, we will see one of the engines on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. I wonder which engine it is. Let's join the dots and find out. Here we go. There's a tender at the back, and there's the cab, and the dome, the funnel. Can you tell who it is yet? This engine's got 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels, and one wheel arch just in front of the cab. Do you know who it is? It's Edward. Hello, Edward.
Oh wait, no. Don't come. No, I'm making a video.
Toby is
I'm making a video right now.
branch line. Suddenly, he sees something.
Daddy, I'm making a...
There's a strange-looking shadow in the field.
Daddy,
Toby wonders what it is.
would you please not disturb me?
Hey, listen, I'm going out. I'm leaving. Okay, Mom, get upstairs, okay?
Hey.
This shadow is long and it has 4 long arms. The 4 long arms are
Bye,
going
Daddy.
slowly round in a circle. Can you guess what it is? That's right. It's a windmill. There's another shadow on the side of Farmer McColl's barn. Toby wonders what it is. Can you guess? The shape at the top looks like a hat. And there are 2 arms that stick straight out. Can you guess what it is? That's right. It's a scarecrow. Now, Toby sees another shadow. This shadow is getting smaller and smaller. Toby wonders what it is. Can you guess? It's a round shape with something spinning at the top. Can you guess what it is? Of course. It's Harold the helicopter. Hello, Harold. Did you guess what all the shadows were? Toby did. Well done, everyone. The island of Sodor is a wonderful place. There are lots and lots of engines. Who's that puffing along the track? It's Diesel. Diesel is a diesel engine. He runs on diesel oil, not coal. Diesel is very proud to be the first diesel engine to arrive on the island of Sodor. He's black with 6 wheels and is sometimes called Devious Diesel. He enjoys telling Steamies that soon they'll all be sent to the scrapyard. One day, Diesel was at the quarry. Thomas arrived to help. Diesel decided to tease Thomas. First, he shunted Thomas under the hopper. He told Thomas he was a stinky steamy. Then Diesel told Thomas that Sir Topham Hatt was thinking of scrapping Steamies. Thomas was worried, and that made Diesel laugh. The next day, Salty arrived with new fuel from the mainland. Diesel was very excited. The new fuel made his axles tingle. He revved his engine faster and faster. He wanted Thomas to see he was the fastest engine in the world. Suddenly, Diesel's engine coughed. Then it started to splutter. Black, smelly smoke billowed from his exhaust. The yard manager said it was the new fuel. Water must have leaked into the tanks. Diesel felt very sick. He couldn't do anything. Worse, Diesel had to wait to be rescued. Thomas arrived.